What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Enlightened Luciferian Prince, coming at y'all once again. Uh, Hope everybody's doing well, enjoying their weekend. For the most part, doing good amongst times of turmoil, and you're ready to get this knowledge. But if you're watching this video around children, you already know what it is, and I said it a million times. Please spare the tender ears, okay? All right, let's go. I was asked a very peculiar question by somebody I had a consultation with earlier today. And they asked me a very peculiar question. And I think it needs to be answered. I think it needs to be answered in less than 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and muster the brain cells necessary to go ahead and let my synapses connect and go ahead and kick this to y'all. Now, quote, the question was, after you become an SPC, which is a secured party creditor, what do you do next? I said, I think I really haven't elaborated on that, but I'm going to do it now. And thank you, said person, for asking that question. When you become a secured party creditor, I know a lot of people have floating around information and so forth and so on. The reason why a lot of people can't correct their debts. See, everybody's talking about status correction. See, in law, status is contemplated by debtor or creditor, not by nationality. So we're not even going to touch on that basis. We're going to push that to the back burner with the collard greens. So when you become an SPC, the only thing that is recognized in commerce are the dual statuses, debtor and creditor. Now, your job is to switch the role from being the debtor, as I said in previous videos, and turn yourself into being the creditor. Now, I'm going to elaborate on the benefits of that. And the title of this particular video is called Involuntary Bankruptcy. Now, those people who have watched my videos before, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on why I emphasize, for legal purposes, why you should be an SPC. Number one, you have standing in law. In order for you to have any negotiating powers in law, you must have property. Now, people think property is things we can touch, like, things we can feel. No, it's not that. Intangible. That's something you cannot touch. You can't touch your straw man. Now, when it comes down to the second part, two, now you have bargaining room to basically place your adversary in a corner. And three, you can actually enforce the private side of the process in which is necessary. If your adversary does not wish to acquiesce to the third solution, which is a private resolution, before I get in depth to that, let me go into this before I lose some people. Okay? I don't want to lose you. I want you to stick with me. Definition of involuntary bankruptcy is a legal proceeding. That's what I said, legal, through which creditors request that a person or business, which we know is a corporation, go into bankruptcy. Creditors can request involuntary bankruptcy if they think that they will not be paid if bankruptcy proceedings do not take place. What happens in involuntary bankruptcy? Filing an involuntary bankruptcy case against someone is equivalent to suing them. Once the petition is filed, the court will issue a summons requiring the debtor to appear and answer the petition. According to the bankruptcy code, automatically stays all collection activity against the debtor while the case is pending. Now, switch the roles and reverse them. What did I just say? Creditors can request involuntary bankruptcy. Here we go. So if you consider yourself on your UCC1, the debtor, you can't do shit. You can't do anything because the form is wrong. That's why I tell people all the time, you can't use certain legal proceedings if your documentation is wrong. Now I know a lot of people might be like going through their paperwork like, oh shit. Yeah, you need to. Before you can enforce any type of redress, your paperwork's wrong. It's like calling a test that you got an F on, turn it upside down and thinking that it's an A. No. Now, this only obligates itself to those entities which are requesting some sort of act of performance. Some sort of performance. So if you're the creditor, so to speak, you're in proper standing. But if you're the debtor, you have no standing. Now, in and of itself, I tell people, if you wish to go through legal proceedings, contact an attorney, go through it. It's up to you. It's your choice. Because I'm not an attorney. For those people who want to deem that I'm giving legal advice, I'm not. I'm giving generalistic advice. If you want the real deal, Holyfield, contact me via email and place involuntary bankruptcy in the subject line. It'll be in the video description below. If you can prove, particularly, that you yourself are the creditor, legal proceedings do not take place against you. It takes place against the entity in which you have that conflict. And I just did that in less than 8 minutes. Just that easy. Now, a lot of people might be like, well, what else do you do? Well, contact me via email or discuss it. Agents, please do not contact me at all, whatsoever. And we're going to keep it there. Now, when it comes to this and the process of actually maintaining, a lot of people call it redemption, a lot of people call it sovereignty. First off, you were born sovereign. So we ain't going to call it sovereignty. We'll just say sovereign. Simple. But that's your natural flesh-born self. Now, when it comes to the nationality, that has nothing to do with legal proceedings. The only thing that you are worried about at this point is becoming an SPC if you're not already one. If you are one, now you understand why you are one and where you need to go when it comes to your conflict or your adversary, sending you documentation, acting for some sort of standing as a creditor or portraying itself or stancing itself as a creditor. You have now the documentation necessary in your hand to say, I think the fuck not. You know? You have evidence now. Evidences that they otherwise thought that they did have. That's a fact. That's where you go when you use this stuff. Now, am I saying terrorize corporations? No. Before anybody misconstrues my words, I'm saying that you're using this only in respect to you having a proper legal stance and dealing with your legal matters accordingly to make sure that things go smoothly. And guess what? You maintain a regular lifestyle. Usually I eat fruit, but lately I've been in the mood for cheese, you know. As I said, more help with this information, my email is in the description below. I tell people, like and subscribe. If you like the content, please support me via PayPal. If you want more information, not saying it's incumbent upon you, no. Support is just motivation. I love it. I love doing it because it's not that anything said is wrong. I think a lot of people have a misconception that most of what these people put out there that you probably have given fiat for, your paperwork's fucked up. I said it in previous videos before. I ran into several people. But, you know, on the private side, because I am on the public side of things, the private side, you know, come to my garage, we'll fix your car. You know, other than that, eat the cheese. More of the story. I'm mad at the person who invented guns, because there would be nothing more epic than seeing a sword fight of two drunk people outside the club. Peace, light, love. Y'all take care. Stay tuned. There's more to come.